You're listening to Nuestra Gente with Linda Parra.
We need a good mix of local talent, people who understand the rhythms and traditions of Toledo, as it were. I do think it's important to have local perspective in leadership positions, and certainly we have plenty of examples of that in upper management. But I also think it's important to bring in new faces, new voices with new ideas who are able to look at old problems with a new set of eyes. And we've done that also with several of our hires. Lacy is someone who comes to us from outside our community. So he brings a sort of a fresh perspective, new energy and new ideas into a community that to him is a new community. He has doesn't have necessarily, family or natural link here. He was drawn to the position because of the opportunity, and we're excited to be able to recruit talent from around the country in to fill our positions. Sometimes this approach is frustrating to those who want immediate action and can't understand why we're not filling position A, B, and C and what's taken so long. And I understand that, but I always think it is better to take the time and to get it right than to rush and to get it wrong. And so we did take our time with this position, as we are taking our time with other positions, and we're never going to be satisfied until we think we have exactly the right fit. And within our own organization, there are opportunities, of course, to do better and to make sure that we're deploying our resources in the best way we possibly can. And so we wanted to take the time to find the right person to lead those efforts, and I think we have. I'd like to introduce you to Lacy DeBerry.
Thank you, Wade.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As Wade mentioned, I am new to the area. I came by the way of Greensboro, North Carolina. Pleased to be here. We've got a lot of things going on here in Toledo, and I'm pleased to be a part of this. We've got some staff members here who are also new. I was fascinated by the fact that I think you've had someone in place since 2017. So that says a lot about your commitment. That means that you recognize there's things there's work to be done, and we're capable of doing that, as you put it, with the right people in place, the right staff, and the climate is right for that. So that being said, glad to be here. Again, pointing to Wade's example, this is a marathon, and what you want to do is you want to run your leg to the best of your ability, and then you hand it off to someone else who can take it to the next level.
So I know the Department of Diversity and Inclusion, they do a lot of internal work, right? But what are some of the things that the public can expect to see you working with them on?
That's a good question. I think some of the things that I've been aware of since I've been here is a partnership. I think there has been, we've had a commission by the Discrimination Against Women Ordinance CDAW, which creates another position to give us the ability to look at inequities. And what can we do about that? So the opportunity is there. The partnership with the community is there. What I also found out about Toledo is there is a diversity, equity, and inclusion community of practitioners, both public and private. But within any community, you look at the past, you look at what has happened, how did we get here? And where do we want to go, more important? So the willingness of community partnership is getting people to come to the table and look at how can we make Toledo better for everybody.
Look ahead 6 months from now,
Mm-hmm.
what do you hope the city of Toledo has been able to accomplish with your new addition?
Okay, good question. Hopefully it aligns with the mayor's initiatives, that the DEI, you can see the progress. What we're looking at is moving the needle, 1 degree at a time. Now that doesn't seem like a lot today. 6 months from now it does. 12 months it does. So you'll be able to look back and say, oh, this is when it started, here's where we are. This is where we're going. So to be able to kind of forecast the direction that we're going in. But again, to that point, the more collusion, because we probably interact with partners throughout the city. Let's collaborate. Let's see, hey, how can we support each other? What are you doing that's different? Or what are we doing that's unique that we can also share? You know, in the grand scheme of things, what would be wonderful, and I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds, would be something to be able to host a conference, a diversity conference. But we're talking maybe down the road.
I think
So
we have some momentum in Toledo. I've said that before, and I believe it. There are some good things going on. We don't have so much momentum that we can afford to have anyone sitting on the sidelines. We need to have everyone participating in what we're trying to build here. And so 6 months from now, or 6 years from now, or 60 years from now, we want Toledo to be the place where everyone feels a part of the community. Everyone feels welcome. Everyone feels as though he or she has the ability to find his or her dreams here, whether it's, you know, raising a family, having a job, having a place to work and play. I think we're getting there. I really believe, and I think the citizens, there's a lot of evidence that we're taking steps in the right direction. We need everyone. The momentum has to include everyone, and I think more than anything else, that's the role of a D&I director. And I have to, among the things that were attractive about Lacy's candidacy, and maybe it was only to me, but in this work, at this time, I did think it was intriguing to bring someone on board who, for the last 20 years, has worked in the Deep South. Worked in one of those states of the old Confederacy. You know, let's just say it. And I think that the experiences and perspectives that brings to our community on issues of inclusion is important.
For me, it's important to understand organizational readiness and the health of the organization. Are we ready for certain things? And if so, what and when? Because it's also critical that you have a timeline by which you can say, okay, we're ready. Now we can introduce the results by the summer. And having received those results, then part of my role is also meeting with other directors and getting a feel for what's going on in your department and helping them to set some goals. How can we provide more training? I have a training background. I've done that for 30 years. Something I enjoy doing. But how can we infuse that? For me, it's more part of the culture than it is topical. Because if you send someone to a workshop and he says, yeah, tell me what you want me to say, do they really make a change? But if they learn, I can make a difference, I can be a change agent. Now, again, we're moving the needle in the right direction.
What do you think you need to work on here in Toledo? What are we lacking? I mean, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think Toledo needs to further the goal here?
Well, when I meet with community leaders, that's a good question to ask them. Who's at the table, but who's not? Are we being inclusive? Because it's easy to say that, but when you look at the decisions being made, are we asking the right questions and involving people that it's going to impact? Because I can come up with some fabulous programs, but if I haven't done the research and talked to the people that it's actually going to impact, they'll say, well, I don't want that. That's what you want for me. So let's include people that they're going to benefit from that. Okay.